What's up, guys? Panther here, and we are bringing you our APA Season 5 Week 1 battle against our good friend General Tarheel, making his return to competitive Pokemon, and his Charlotte Charizards. So, yeah, if you haven't caught our draft analysis, be sure to check that out. It is up on the channel. We talk about all 11 mons that we have drafted and the unique format that we have here in the APA this season. So, we are playing the former ACC member. Well, I guess technically he's still on the server. He just quit mons there for a little while. But yeah, Tarheel is one of the best battlers that I know. He is consistently at the top of the leaderboards, and no matter what league we've played in together, APA, P4G Next Generation, APA Showdown, he's one of the top. We've battled several times, played in the Season 7 finals for APA against each other. So he is a very, very talented battler, and do not let the time off fool you. He has not lost a step. So yeah, we drew a really tough opponent here, week 1, but at least we're going ahead and knocking it out, getting it off the schedule. And yeah, I don't hate our matchup here. So let's talk about what we did bring. We have a Flying EMZ Garchomp. Went back and forth, almost brought a Scarf Garchomp because Scarf Chomp really just went in against this team, except for the Whimsicott. On his bench, he also has a Mew that he did not bring, and I actually left a Alolan Muck on my bench as well. So obviously, Mew is a very threatening Pokemon in Draft League format. Muck is a pretty good counter to it, but there's a couple of sets that I thought that he may bring to counteract that Muck. Really thought that he may bring a Stall Breaker Mew. That was suggested by my front office, so I forget if it was GCS or Oogle that shouted that one out, but that was a really good odds by them. He didn't bring it. I talked to him after the game. He didn't consider it either, but he did consider the one that I thought he would bring, which was some type of like SD Ground DMZ Mew. So, which I thought could do really good against my team, particularly like against Aggron or against that Alolan Muck. But the Starbreaker one would have been pretty good with like Wisp, Taunt, Roost, and like Nightshade or Seismic Toss. Just because some of my fat mons can't heal up against it, like Melodic, Clef, Aggron. Of course, the Alolan Muck can't curse up or recycle its berry. And when it has the burn, it's just kind of useless there against the Mew, because then it can just heal off any of that damage with Soft Boiled or Roost. So, really thought that he would bring that one, so I decided not to bring the Muck and just really try to offensively pressure the Mew instead. So we have that Flying EMZ Garchomp. We have an unaware Clefable because he has a Lanoon and a Dragonite. Almost brought Magic Guard because I thought Subseed Whimsicott was likely. So I figured I could bring that just to kind of counteract that that Whimsicott. But the Lanoon and the Dragonite were too scary, so opted not to bring those. Flame War Melodic. A lot of Spadef investment to switch into what I assumed would be the Nidoqueen, but he actually ended up bringing the Gengar, predicting us not to bring the Muck. The Mega Aggron was just kind of fat overall, could set my rocks, and really just provide another emergency check to that Dragonite. Had the Azelf. Azelf had a terrific offensive matchup here. As you can see, it's Nasty Plot 3 attacks with Signal Beam, Psychic, and Heat Wave. And then we have Specs Swellow. So in team prep, he didn't really have a lot for Swellow. He had the Registeel, which I thought would probably be his check, but I noticed after we had actually made the team, I was like, you know, Soundproof Electrode could really be a problem here, since I'm not bringing Electivire or Scarf Chomp even. The Electrode could just outspeed everything on my team, come in on the Boom Burst, and, you know, really just wreak havoc. So talked to some people in my front office about it. We didn't think that was too likely, so we ended up just rolling with it anyways. But as you can tell from the thumbnail here, the blue ball goes in. So let's jump into it and let's go ahead and see. So looking at his team, I figured my best lead is going to be Garchomp. If he wants to lead off with the Whimsicott, predicting that lead, I actually have EV'd myself to live enough from a Life Orb Modest Moonblast and kill it with the Flyinium. If he wants to lead with the Electrode, I can threaten him out with Scarf. And then if he wants to lead with Registeel, obviously he's not going to want to stand on a Garchomp. So I'm going to go ahead and lead with my Garchomp here. as he ends up actually leading with his Incineroar. So I'm going to go ahead and, while this is loading here, explain my play. I'm not going to pause it. Did not record it, actually, to be able to pause in between. Anyways, he's going to go for the knockoff, predicting me to be Scarf Chomp, most likely. And if he's able to get rid of that Scarf, that's going to be really huge for him, because then the Voltorb is going to be free. The Gengar is going to be free if it is not Scarfed. And then, obviously, I'm not going to be able to outspeed the Whimsicott as well. I cannot kill this thing with an Earthquake outright after the Intimidate, so I'm just going to go ahead and boost. If he wants to go into Whimsicott there, he cannot Encore me into the SD. I can just pop my Z move. So I'm going to go for the EQ here, and we're going to knock out the Incineroar. Incineroar was a bit of a problem. Could be a bit of a problem for my team. Incineroar is a cool mon. But yeah, we're going to knock out the Incineroar here turn 2, and are off to a pretty good start. So he's going to go right out into the Voltorb, and yeah, obviously this screams HP Ice, so I'm just going to go ahead and make the safe switch out. Don't want to lose Incini, and he's going to make a big balls, blue balls play, and just go straight for that Volt Switch. Hindsight's 2020. Man, I wish I would have went for the EQ there and just destroyed this thing. But yeah, so he pivots out, and he's able to bring in Gengar. Now, I didn't really expect Gengar to come in Team Prep, just because Muck did threaten this team. So I'm going to go ahead and protect here if he wants to pop a Z, or if he's like some type of Choice Scarf set. I want to see what it's going to lock himself into. So he's just going to fire off the Shadow Ball there. And now he may think that I want to go into Swellow, so I know he may Sludge Wave unless he is locked in here. He's either going to Sludge Wave or Switch. So I'm just going to go ahead and make the switch out into Chomp as he Sludge Waves, and that tells me that he is most definitely not Choice Scarf. So we're going to take some damage on Chomp there, and yeah, he's I'm gonna go ahead and make the switch out because he can kill me with like HP Ice, and I don't want to risk that. So he's gonna fire off the Shadow Ball. I believe that would have been enough to knock out Garchomp, but Melodic can obviously eat this up because I have a lot of I have a bit of Spadef investment. So I think I just Scald here. Pretty sure I just Scald. Maybe I double. Yeah, I doubled out. Predicting Z Thunderbolt, actually. I was predicting the Z move because it wasn't a boosting item damage. Yeah. I'll switch out here as he goes out into the Whimsicott, and yeah, this is a bit of a problem because he ends up being the set that I thought he'd be, the Subseed set, which is just super annoying. Anyways, I've got Aggron in here now. And I'm not going to stay in and let myself get seeded. I'm just going to go straight out into Swellow because I know he's most likely going to Seeds here. And there's... obviously, Boom Burst goes through Sub. I'm hoping he forgets that because it would be really nice to just straight up destroy this thing. I don't remember this thing's... I don't remember if he told me this thing's investment. But if it was max HP, I believe this Boom Burst did kill from Swellow. And I know that he could remember and just obviously go right into the Electrode, but if he goes into the Electrode, that tells me it's the Soundproof set, and it actually ends up being the Soundproof set. So I wish we would have made some tweaks to the team, like I said, but you know, hindsight's kind of 2020 here. So he gets a free Volt Switch off on me again. I'm not going to risk Chomp. He made a good play last time and Volt Switched on my Garchomp. He's just going to Volt Switch again, and this is just going to allow him to go right back out into Gengar. So you can kind of see this this Voltorb is going to be pesky. It doesn't have a kill or anything like that yet, but yeah, it's pretty annoying. Let me go ahead and remove Incineroar so we can just kind of keep track of the kills here. But yeah, obviously, this thing forces me out. I'm just going to go right on out into Melodic, because Melodic can still eat this thing up. He didn't pop a Z last time, so, you know, Z Thunder would have killed. That's what I kind of would have predicted on this thing, is potentially Z Thunder. But yeah, he's not that. So he's actually going to go for the Z move here. But it is not Z Thunder, it is Fightium Z. And, I didn't calc fighting him, so I don't know if this I don't know if this was a roll or what exactly it was. He was most likely timid, max special attack, just going off speed tiers here. But yeah, so I'm at what I think I was at 93, 83. But yeah, I live on 2 here, so and I recovered up. here anyways, because I figured that he would end up switching. I need Melodic healthy because I need something to switch into the Mega Heracross. Because Heracross really does a number against my team. So he's going to switch out. He's going to go right back out into the Annoying Mon, as I'm going to predict that and go for the Toxic. This thing is just really... nope, don't do that yet. Sorry. I've got in Swellow here. I got in Swellow. So yeah, Swellow is in now. And obviously I'm not going to go for the Boom Burst this time. Specs Heat Wave would be enough to kill the Electrode. He's going to bring in the Electrode here. So Specs Heat Wave does a lot still to the Electrode. But turns out he is actually AV. The burn's very, very nice for us because it's just going to provide more residual damage to this thing. It's going to limit its switch-ins. So that's very good. But yeah, he's got the Electrode in now. And yeah, I'm going to go into Chompers trying to block the Volt Switch just to try to make him take an extra turn. Chomp's really not that important at this point in the match. It's outsped almost everything except for the Registeel and the Mega Heracross, but I'm getting too pressured by his offensive bombs here, and it's really doing a number to me. So now I can at least go into Aggron, and I can make sure I can get up my rocks here is what I really wanted to do, because I need to limit this thing's switch-ins. If I can limit this thing's switch-ins, get some chip on Registeel, then Swellow or Azelf can do this 100%. So now I'm going to have to try to win the game with my Azelf or my Swellow. But I've got to get kills. So I actually go for the Aerial Ace there, just predicting the Mega Heracross to come in. But yeah, just did not end up happening there. So yeah, is what it is there. I'm going to go ahead and rock. He's going to go ahead and rock here. We're going to both get up our rocks. And yeah, it's going to help me more than that's going to help him, though. I mean, it's going to limit my Swellow switch-ins, but I've got to get as much damage off on that Electrode as I can to give a better chance to Swellow and Azelf to try to win this game. So he's got Seismic Toss, and that's a problem because it's going to be doing a lot to my Mega Aggron. I do not want to let the Heracross comes in, because if the Heracross comes in, it's just going to get a kill against me. And I really just can't let that happen. So yeah, he's going to keep clicking Seismic Toss. Now I believe I go out to the Melodic, though, because Melodic can take the rocks and the Seismic Toss and the burn damage and try to heal that off. Kind of getting a little bit ahead of the game, though, here. But like I said, I've got to try to get a chip on this. I don't have Earthquake, so I don't. I'm not able to hit this thing. At least I don't believe I have Earthquake. Let me go back and check real quick. I do have Earthquake, yeah. So again, hindsight's 20/20 here. Wish I would have just EQ'd it and just kind of worn it down a little bit to help out my Swellow and Azelf, like I said. But you know, the EQ wasn't doing much if I remember correctly. But yeah, so down goes the Melodic here. Now I'll go out into Azelf, and now I need to start putting some pressure on this team. I'm going to plot in front of him because my initial thought was he's probably going to go into Registeel here. And if he does go into Registeel, then I 100% OHKO that thing with a +2 Life Orb Fire Blast. I'm playing for the win at this point and trying to keep myself in the game as opposed to playing for differential, but unfortunately he does not allow me to set up and blows back my Azelf. So yeah, definitely not looking good for us here at this point. We're getting worked pretty hard. But yeah, so in comes Boombird again. Gonna go ahead and fire off the finest of specs Heat Wave. In comes this stupid ball. God, I hate this thing. And yeah, it takes rocks. It's gonna take this nice specs Heat Wave. It's going to take some burn. So good chip. This is what I was talking about. It kind of limits its switch-ins once rocks are up because it's taking all of this damage. But yeah, let me take Melodic off here too. But yeah, he just gets another free Volt Switch out again. It's the freest Volt Switch in the world for him now at this point in the game, unfortunately. And yeah, he's just able to bring out the Gengar again. And yeah, Gengar is going to just be able to pick up the kill on Mega Aggron, and yeah, this is about wrapping up here. So things I could have done differently. First of all, definitely would have prepped for the Electrode a little bit better. We just overlooked that in general, and that's, you know, especially for a mon that's immune to one of my win conditions, it's not typical. So, you know, I do hate that, you know, we didn't do a better job of preparing ourselves for that thing. I guess maybe taking back the Azelf play, just if I Psychic there. If I Psychic there, obviously picked up the kill on Mega Heracross, but he could just go out, and he could then go out in the Registeel. I could wear it down, so I do wish I could take that play back as well. But I was trying to win the game still at this point, and not just trying to keep it close. I needed to get Azelf set up to put that offensive pressure on his team. So Tarheel made a very good play switching out there, but you know, that is what it is on that one. So yeah, we're not going to be able to break this Registeel here at the end of the game, unfortunately. Swellow's not going to be able to do it. Clefables obviously not going to do it. We're not going to stall it out any longer, trying to heal up or anything like that. But you know, really good game to you, General Tarheel. Amazing prep on your part. That was a really cool Electrode set. Don't really get to see the lower tier mons shine, especially in the 16-team league. I'm a big fan of seeing tier 5 mons shine. But yeah, good game to you, man. We're going to bounce back strong next week. We play Kay and her LA Spice. Really looking forward to that one. But yeah, just going to go ahead and do the outro here, because I've got to go here in a minute maybe to play some basketball. And Mikey's actually on the phone. Miticus, aka the other commissioner of the APA, listening to all of this, probably wondering what I'm doing, just keeping him on the line. But yeah, anyways, good game again to you, General Tarheel. Hopefully meet you in the playoffs, get a little bit of payback on you. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, we'll see you. Just gonna let this thing play out here.